Coach September, I'm sure this is not the results you were planning for. Give us your impressions of the game.
I think first and foremost, let me apologize for coming late, with all due respect to that. As a football, I think in the first half, we didn't want, it's a cup game, we didn't want to come here and sit and watch Chiefs play around us. I think the approach was good. Um, we had moments when we broke their attack, uh, when they figured it out around about the 15th minute, when they already scored. It changed a little bit. They put Sereno a little bit out wider and Morris to come and drop and collect the ball. It took us time as well to adjust to that, but then they were able to Avuma was able to ping a ball, or Dudley or Ignatius was easier to pick the ball to Morris, and then they play from there when we were playing the high press. But I think we had moments 1v1 with Giovanni, with a bad touch to bring us back level to 1-1, but the touch took him wide. Snotlolo's chance in the first half as well, 1v1. In what we have practiced, we had those moments that were close to 1v1. So, yeah, coming to the second half, it was a cup game, so we needed to push more and try to risk, because if it's 1-0 or 3-0, it was not going to matter. We were going to be out. So we changed a little bit and put in players that were not that good in terms of defending. So we're defending with 4+1, and that opened up a little bit in the second half, and Chiefs capitalized on that with good goals. But overall, I think we did what we wanted to do, and it didn't work out. We have to go back and focus on the league.
Thank you very much, and members of the media, your name, your media house, and the question. We started right away. Far Post is in the front line.
How do you coach on the result? And was this from Far Post? Coach, this is the second time you playing Kaizer Chiefs this season. 1-0 in the league and 3-0 today. How different is the Chiefs that you played today from the one that you played in the league?
I think I mentioned it before. It's the introduction of Morris and Lilipo. It's quick, aggressive, high press as well. So they give you speed. And when that happens, of course, Modi also with his trickery, it gives a little bit of a headache. So that's where the improvement is, I think. Tele also coming through. It's you feel that if Martin is not there, or Mteto is not there, there is still depth in the team. So yeah, but they are different in a sense of tempo. Number one, the tempo is good, is high. So, but in terms of the system, not much. It's just a player change.
Can we get the Robbie mic going in front?
Too much of a from sports coach. At the on the result, a player like Smakolo Kwaiba, how do you deal with a player that has got so many things that are said around him, and how do you keep him grounded and happy to be at the club, and what do you make of his performance today and the past few matches?
I think I want him to be big-headed in a right way. There's nothing wrong to have the right arrogance, the right attitude. So we try to let him loose and control him there and there, but also us being in the only team in the Eastern Cape, it's easier to manage him, and we want him to play his best football. And in that said, we are all around him supporting the players, us and the management. So we holding him back is not really a thing we should be doing. We should let him let him be free and express himself. Unless he's doing something wrong, then we reprimand.
Yeah, you can follow up.
I meant in a sense that coach, bigger teams are talking about him. His name has been bandied around to say they want him. He's the next best thing and all of that.
Yeah, it's good for him. He'll stay level-headed. For you to move to those bigger teams, we have to perform. At the end of the day, I think he did well today. So it's just to keep him grounded, to help him, because if he's not performing, he's not fit, if he's injured, and all of those things, they play a factor. So we try to manage him just like the rest of the squad. But hopefully he gets bought.
Velile on the long shift since this morning.
Yeah, thanks, Thabo. I don't know whether I heard you well, coach. You said hopefully gets bought.
Yeah, you want players to move on. I mean, what's your budget? So you want players to move on. You want players to if I want Snowcrawler to stay in the Eastern Cape, then I would be selfish. I wouldn't want the best for the player. The best for him is to play for the big teams. The best for him is to play in CAF. The best for him for the national team is to be in those games. Yeah. So yeah, I want the best for him.
Go for it, Willie.
Okay, yeah. Coach, I think one of the positive things about Chippa last season was going into the last key matches without thinking about possible relegation. I see you've been traveling a lot now, but also you have an opportunity to repeat that. Now that you're just left with the league only, how are you looking at this, especially with more home matches to play?
Only 6 home matches left, 9 away games. We start with Cape Town City. Focus on that. Make sure when we play at home, we put authority in the games and try our best to collect maximum points. But away, there's opportunities to win games. We did it against Magesi away. It was our first away win. So we have to shift the mentality as well. Like when we go away, that we collect points for us to get to the part where we were last season, where it was a bit easier towards the end in terms of the word relegation. We need to step up now, not later. We need to step up now. When you go play City, play Sekhukhune next. After that, yeah, we need to get maximum points.
Good evening, Skipper. Good luck on the result.
Sure.
Skipper, I just want to check. Are you getting what you had hoped for from a guy like Ali Lechan? I mean, the season has been on for a while now. And,
Yeah.
As a senior player and somebody of his talent, I know he's a little bit older now, but is he arriving? Is he coming, or what's the situation?
Olandelayo angaphinde athi sorry. I'm sure nonke ni sorry for your results for me. I think for AJ, he's playing his part in terms of the team in what we wanted him to do. He's helping the young players to grow. We are introducing about Giovanni, about Papama. There's other boys that we are introducing about Boy Madingwane. So he's helping us in that regard. On the field, he still has a big part to play. Yes, he had a muscle strain 2 weeks, 3 weeks back. So he's coming back from that. But as soon as he's back into top shape, he's a key part of the team.
Like that. Rajava, it will be the last one for Coach. Thanks.
You mentioned obviously introducing these certain young players. You mentioned some players must go on and fly. So you as a coach, you have certain objectives. Isn't it frustrating knowing that you have talented players in your squad, but they're just not there to compete with the rest, and possibly they need, like you said, to go to flourish to reach their full potential? How frustrating is it to work with a group of players that's very talented, but not at that level?
Yeah, no. For it to get to that moment, the frustrating part is that what Tamakarina said is that we're speaking of relegation. And when we talk of relegation a lot, it affects players. So you want them to grow. So we first and foremost is to get out of that mentality of always fighting relegation, and then players can really flourish, and also by helping them, because there's a pathway. Chippa is not a, we are not there yet in terms of talking about winning the league, top four, go play CAF and what. So we need to first fight the battle of, speaking of relegation, and then we become an advance, and that's where the chairman has helped us as well, and also he's on that same agenda. So that's the main part for the players to flourish. We need to make sure that we move the stigma of the relegation word, and start focusing on being a stable top 10 team, and then the players will express themselves better.
Last two questions. The last one, Chamber. You didn't raise a hand. Yeah, we'll get to you.
It's his birthday. All right, Coach. I'm not going to say sorry for asking this one, but just in recent matches, we saw Morgan resurfacing on your bench. Just if you can take us through the roles there, because at some stage he was parked far away, now back on the bench. Just take us through that, because some of us are full of confusion as well as what's happening there.
Yeah, good question. I think when Morgan left, when I was co-coach with Coach Kopo, when Morgan left, he left. The club was giving him a position, and he was not up for that position. So when he came back because I needed help. He understands the player as well. It's myself and Maputi now. So understanding the players, helping us off the field, helping us on the field as well with the players. Football, you have to have some people that can help. And when you are good at something, he's got his own strengths. So focus on that and try to, if it's going to help you grow. That's why he came, and chairman agreed, and he's part of the team in that way.
Lile, first one.
Yes. Coach, just the last one. I know you're still going to Cape Town City, but next weekend you also go back to Emondi.
Yeah.
What can you say about that stadium and the crowd there? I look at each and every time you play there, it's packed.
Yeah.
It's closer, people are closer also to the pitch as well. And I think you only lost one game there against Cape Town City.
Yeah. And I can hear myself. I don't lose my voice when I'm there, because players can hear me when I shout. Yeah, definitely. It's tough. You're going to lose a voice. But the support in East London is one thing that really drives us. People coming from all over. It's central for the Eastern Cape for people to come and support. So we appreciate that. And when you play, it's like Chiefs today, the way they played, support that came through was also, lifting them. Whenever we did something good, it was not that much of a noise, but when they did something that was close to good, you could hear the crowd following them. So that's what happens to us when we are in that stadium. And they are there, they know that we are the ones that are bringing these clubs. So even if they support Pirates, if it's not Pirates that is playing, they're there to support Chippa. If it's not Chiefs that is playing, they're there to support Chippa. So also to have that stadium, to fix it, to make it what it is now and playable, where we can play beautiful football. Thank you to the Chippa family for that. It helps the players to display their talents and play at their best. So it's good. Eastern Cape, East London it's good for us.
Thank you very much, Coach. September, good result.
Ay man, tafina kauna.